Jane here from Poppy Patchwork, and in today's video I'm going to show you some of my Christmas quilts and projects. I hope you enjoy them and maybe you'll get inspired to make one or two of them yourself. I've put links to my videos where I've explained how I've made them, or I've put links to the patterns that I've used. This year I've made the Father Christmas and the Reindeer wall hanging kit by Jo Colwell from Cowslip Workshops. For this I've used fabrics that I found in my stash, and it's quite simple kit because it provides you with the applique shapes that you put onto your background fabrics. This next quilt is a pattern I devised using half rectangle triangles, and I've called it the Christmas Weave Table Runner. I've done simple straight line quilting on this, following the shapes in the pattern. I have a pattern for this which is available on my website, and I've also got videos about how to make half rectangle triangles. This next quilt is of a reindeer and it uses 5-inch squares. There is a pattern for this on the Moda Bake Shop and they've used charm packs. When I made it, I used 5-inch squares that I had from my stash, and then I took it to my long arm quilter, Jo, and she has done a lovely job of quilting circles in the green background and kind of a floral design on the reindeer itself. This is a large quilt and I think you could replicate it by using smaller 2.5-inch squares. The tricky bit about it is placement of all the squares and half square triangles. But it's quite a stunning piece and it looked good in my shop. These next two table runners were also made from charm packs. There was one charm pack for each table runner. Again, these are half square triangles and I've placed the remaining fabric along the edge. I have a video on how to make these charm packs, and if you right mouse click on the link above, it will open up the video on a new tab for you. This next quilt was inspired by a quilt I saw in a book by Vicky Bellino. The quilt is called Spinagons and the book is called English Paper Piecing. So I changed the fabrics to Christmas fabrics and I decided not to do it as English paper piecing. I made it quite a few years ago, so I can't really remember how I adapted the pattern, but I think it must have been fairly easy. This is another big quilt, and again it was quite stunning in my shop on my Christmas display. This next cute little cushion has been made with 2.5-inch squares. I've got a video on how I made this and I was helped along with my daughter. So if you right mouse click on the link above, it will open up the video on a new tab for you. This next project is a Christmas tree skirt and has been made with a layer cake. It is a pattern from the Moda Bake Shop and the address for this is on the video now. This next project is a Christmas tree wall hanging that I've called Joy. It's available as a pattern on my website to purchase. I've used a 12-inch Christmas tree block, and I've added some embellishments and applique in the form of holly and buttons and stars. Around the inner edge I've added a flange, and there are instructions on how to do this in the pattern, and then I've added 2 borders to it. I've put links here for the pattern and also for a YouTube video on how to make the 12-inch Christmas tree block. This next wall hanging has taken me about 3 years to make and is still not finished because I need to take it to my long arm quilter. It's been made using a free pattern from Makower, and I've put the web address on the video here so that you can go and grab that for yourself. I've added to it a little mini border before I've gone into the bigger border on the outside. I've also got a video on how to make this wall hanging, and I have changed the pattern just slightly because I found it a little bit confusing. So if you right mouse click on the link above, it'll take you to my video on this. This wall hanging is made with Suffolk puffs, and there is a pattern for it on the bake shop, and it was originally designed by Karen Hellaby. I made these Suffolk puffs while sitting in my shop, and a lady gave me these lovely buttons that had been in her grandmother's stash, so I was able to embellish this quilt with lots of different buttons, which I think makes it look really nice. And finally, I'm going to show you my Bello Christmas wall hanging. Again, this pattern is available for you to buy from the link below, and I did run a workshop on this many years ago. I think I need to finish it off by just embellishing some buttons along the centre, but all in all I think this is quite a stunning Christmas wall hanging. Well, I hope you've enjoyed seeing my Christmas quilts, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you've enjoyed these videos, and thank you very much for all your support by downloading my patterns and buying my books. Bye for now, and happy quilting!